Hello everyone, Twan Michelle here, and I'm bringing you all a narcissistic abuse recovery tip of the week. And today I want to talk about forgiveness. You may find yourself asking the question, do I have to forgive the narcissist in order to heal, in order to move on, in order to regain control over my life and finally let that part of my life experience go? And there are lots of thoughts and beliefs about forgiveness and if you have to forgive others in order to heal. So I'm going to tell you all what worked for me. And I'm going to tell you why it worked for me. Now, let me just start by saying, of course, forgiveness is 100% absolutely a choice. If you are being told by anyone that you have to forgive in order to heal, you have to forgive in order to move on from your past, you have to forgive your abuser, I'm not going to say that I agree with that. I don't know that you absolutely have to forgive in order to start the healing process and even in order to heal. And I'll tell you why I say that. If you are intentionally choosing to forgive, of course, that is a process. That's something you'll have to work through. But you may not intentionally make that choice. And as you go through your healing journey, you may find that you have forgiven. So I don't think that you have to have a conscious decision, a conscious thought of, I'm going to forgive this person who hurt me. I'm going to forgive this narcissist. We all know that's hard. The narcissist has caused so much pain in our lives, so much destruction. And it's hard to forgive someone who willfully did you wrong, willfully harmed you. So let me tell you kind of what worked for me and why I think you don't have to necessarily make a conscious choice to forgive the narcissist in order to heal. When you don't forgive, or when you have been harmed by someone and you haven't forgiven them yet, when you think about those things that they've done to you, you feel a lot of anger, you feel a lot of hurt, a lot of sadness, you have a lot of resentment for that person. And those are all very powerful emotions. And you don't necessarily just give those emotions up if you do decide you're going to forgive. So I'll tell you how I got to the point where those emotions related to non-forgiveness, anger, extreme sadness, pain, resentment, how those feelings got resolved. I actually did not seek to forgive in my healing journey, but I sought to experience those emotions and to heal from those feelings, to heal from the pain, to release the anger. And I did that by fully allowing myself to grieve, to feel, to process what had happened to me. All of those emotions that I had suppressed for a long time, because that's a part of the survival response when you've experienced trauma, right? You don't want to think about it. You want to avoid, but that doesn't work in the long run. So I realized that, of all the therapeutic techniques that I was trying, and I was also in therapy as well, what worked for me more than anything was allowing myself to work through those unpleasant emotions and to feel them until they became less frequent, less intense, and I could think about what happened to me, and I could think about the abuser and what he did to me without feeling the intensity of those emotions, without getting full of rage and anger, without crying and just falling apart. So as I started reflecting on my healing journey, because I never really questioned, am I going to forgive him? I don't know why. It just wasn't a part of my healing experience. I didn't even go there. I just was all about working on me. But as I reflected on my healing journey and how I was able to release a lot of those suppressed, pent up emotions and how that helped me so much, I discovered, wow, I'm not even angry anymore at this person. That doesn't mean I approve of what they did, obviously. What they did was wrong. I was hurt by this person. I was betrayed by this person. But I was like, what happened to the anger? What happened to the resentment? What happened to me wanting him to feel everything that he put me through? Those thoughts were gone. Those feelings were gone. And I learned that I had forgiven this person without actually consciously choosing to forgive them. So, I don't know if I had actively tried to work on forgiveness rather than working on healing my own emotions related to what that person did to me. I don't know if it would have been possible. There have been times, I think in the beginning when I was going through my healing journey, there were times when I said, okay, I'm going to forgive this person. I'm going to work on forgiving, and I forgive. And I didn't forgive because I still had so much stuff I needed to work through, and I couldn't forgive unless I did that. And I didn't know if I wanted to forgive. And it wasn't about forgiveness. For me, it was about allowing myself to grieve, to fully experience what was inside of me so I could release it and move on with my life. It was holding me back. So, do you need to forgive the narcissist for hurting you? I don't know. I guess everyone has to come to that conclusion for themselves. Maybe some people feel like, okay, I have to actually work on forgiveness and be able to say that I have forgiven. And then there are others who feel like, I'm never going to forgive. I'm always going to feel what I feel for that person, and I'm still going to heal and be just fine. And I don't know, maybe they will. But I can only tell you, for me, I had to work through those emotions and heal that pain and that anger and release that anger. In order for me to feel like I have recovered from the trauma. And once I let go of all of that, there was no more space for him. When I had all of that anger, resentment, pain, he was included. He was a part of that. So I had all those emotions there, and he was all mixed up into that. When I released that, there was no room for him. There was no space. So forgiveness, or not forgiving, I should say, takes some energy and takes some emotional and mental space. I didn't have that for him. So it's almost like, there's a process of forgiving, and the end or the outcome of that is supposed to be having compassion for people who have hurt you. I can't say that I got to that point, and I'm not even sure if you have to. But I don't wish that person any harm. So it's more of like, I feel kind of indifferent to that person. I don't have the anger, but I don't have a lot of compassion for them either. I don't feel anything for them. And that worked for me. So I'm here to tell you, if you are struggling with forgiveness, shift your focus to your own healing. And as you do the work on yourself and you allow yourself to fully embrace those emotions, feel it, fully feel it. Don't dwell in it. Don't wallow in it. Make sure you have some healthy coping strategies when you need to pull yourself out of it. But don't avoid every time something comes up. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to cry it out. Get with someone who can help you, a professional who can help you identify and change some of the unhealthy beliefs that you have developed as a result of your trauma. Because we have our feelings that we got to deal with, but we also have a different perspective on life in general. And after trauma, it usually leans toward the negative. So we want to work on changing that as well. But don't worry about whether or not you have to forgive in order to heal. Take forgiveness off the table. Work on doing whatever helps you heal, working through those emotions for yourself. And you may get to a point where, as a result of that, you have forgiven. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. It's just something that I have been thinking about and I wanted to share with you all because I know that's something that lots of people struggle with. I know I struggled with that. And I can never get the right answer. There are so many conflicting beliefs out there about forgiveness and whether or not, you have to forgive and how you do that. And so I've been thinking about some different ideas about it. I wanted to share it with you guys. And so thank you so much for watching this video. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you think that there are other people who may benefit from this topic, share this video out with them if you think it will help them. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead. I would love to have you be a part of this community. And if you have a comment or a question, leave it down below. And I think that's it. Until next time, take care. Bye.